Hi guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko with another short video on a vintage Pachinko machine. Oh boy, I thought I had hats out here. Oh, that's okay, don't be shocked. I also need a shave, but it's all right. 1973, Sankyo, pretty machine. This one was only had a functional restoration done to it. The playfield on the Sankyos is printed right onto a piece of white Formica, so they don't water damage and the colors don't fade like the paper playfields. So quite often when I do Sankyos like this, I only do the functional restorations. Some people do see the value in adding all of the extra work on the cabinets and things like that, but these folks just wanted to make the machine up and running again and get it functional, so that's what I did. The only thing that I did on the, I clean all of this because you want to make sure that the ball handling mechanism, there you go, is clean, all of this, and this was very, very dirty, as it always is on the vintage machines. Just that's where all the cigarette smoke and stuff ends up. And then the internal portion of this gets all dirty, so that gets cleaned. The only thing I did to the face of this, besides get rid of some of the grime, just hit the heads of the nails just to pretty them up a little bit with my wire wheel on my Dremel tool. So overall, the machine looks nice. Put the wooden stabilizing feet on, and the little wedges are now under them to tip the machine back. That's working out really well, or at least I think it is. Swinging around for you. Sankyo, pretty identifiable with the yellow back. It shows the black really, really heavy. If you'd seen this machine before I cleaned it. But once it cleans up, it's pretty bright looking. This cover and this cover are the same size, but I think down the road or in the parlors, the techs just took these covers off so they could get at the seesaw mechanism, and then they just never put them back on. So if you'd prefer to have this cover over here, doesn't really matter. They're just dust covers. So the wire harness was kind of cut, and who knows what people do to these things, but it was cut, and somebody had just twisted wires. So I fixed all of that, got all of that taken care of all in here, put good splices on the wires, and then brought the power and neutral up around this way and just tied it into one of my pigtails. So when you get the machine and you're ready to play, you'll take the 12-volt power supply, plug it in, and just plug into the pigtail. And once it's powered, the ball out light will be on. In this case, the ball out light is up in here. It's kind of hard to see. Well, here. There. The ball out light. Okay. Most of the time it's behind a red lens, but in this case it's green. It's really doesn't matter what color the lens is. Point is if you see a light that's on and stays on, that's a clue that you're starting to run low on balls. It's controlled by this micro switch right here. So when you get ready to load the machine, a couple of things you want to look for. You want to make sure, this is the, I'm not sure what these things are called. I just call them the L's because they look like L's. But if they're in this position here, and you can do this, what will happen is when you put balls in the upper tray, they're going to run right out, right down the dump chute and come out. So what you need to do is there's a rod here, and you need to push that over so that it moves this little, or you can just grab this little metal piece right here, move it over to the left, and what will happen is these L's go up, and then when you try to push them down, they hit on that metal plate. So now when I put a couple of balls in, they grow across and down into the jackpot like they're supposed to. Okay, so it was missing the lower track cover, so I made one. This is a piece of vinyl siding, works really well. It's easy to cut, it's easy to shape. You just warm it up with a hot air gun and it'll shape. And then one more thing up here. This is actually a maintenance piece for use in the parlors. If these fingers are in, and you put balls in, they're going to stop at the fingers. So make sure that when you get ready to load your machine, these are out of the way so that the balls run all the way down into the jackpot. So as I've always said, you want to start out with just a handful of balls. We've been doing that. The balls will run all the way down and around and into the jackpot and stop. That's what you want. Once you know that that's the case, then you're going to take the bulk of the 500 that you have and put them right here. You just want to keep a small handful to get started on the other side. You do need a box that is wide enough to catch the winning ball that comes out here and the losing ball that comes out here. So this is just barely big enough to catch the two balls. It's not an effective catch box. And this is just one that I had laying around. You're going to want something a little bit bigger to come across and catch the balls as they fall out of the machine. So, oh, sorry. Last thing you do is you make sure that your seesaw is tipped in the right direction. If it is down like that, and you do put, on this particular machine, if it's down like that and you have power to the machine, the jackpot light will come on. The leaf switch is in here, and it comes on when the seesaw tips down, and it comes on. So if you see that light on, that's another clue that says that's not the right condition, this light. So here you can reach in and just change it from being down this way to being like that. If you had this cover on over here, then this plunger right here does the same thing. So if it's tipped down, you just push up on the plunger. Make sure that plunger resets. Keep your seesaw this way instead of this way, okay? All right, so now you're ready to come around and load balls on the front. Just put a handful in. They're going to run down in, and you can see them in the window here. You can watch the mechanism. Now, the proper way to launch a pachinko ball is to curl your fingers around the finger rests, put your thumb here, push all the way down and let go. And that launches the ball. By doing that, you make sure that the ball gets onto the launch ramp and then gets struck by the launch arm. There you go. So there's a win, okay? So now this tulip is open. It's a larger target. So you're going to try to shoot and get the ball over there. There we go. All right. So most of the time, all the way down and let go. The way I try to set the tension on the launch spring is so that it will make it to the right-hand side, so that when these tulips are open, you can get the ball over there. But you don't want it launching so hard that it slams off the bumper and just keeps doing that. So by adjusting when you let go of this, you can keep the ball on the left, or you can get it to go over on the right, depending on where the tulips are. Ideally, you want the ball to drop right down through the center. When it goes down through the center stuff, it will open the tulips on the side. So that's the ideal place to get a ball to drop. So what happened there is it went right down through the middle and opened that tulip. So let's see if we can get a ball to get in there. There we go. So I don't know if I said before or not, this is a 1973 a Model B style machine made by Sankyo with a functional restoration done to it. Hope you like it.